Hey, um, welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna be doing an easy. I don't feel like doing my makeup, but I can't go out looking like this kind of tutorial. As you can see, this is what's going on here. I have makeup left over from yesterday, still on my face, mascara, concealer, and all that. And I didn't wash it off, and that's bad on me because it's bad for my skin. So what we're gonna do first is we're just gonna go ahead and take a makeup wipe. I just use Equate brand, and we're gonna make sure all that stuff and all that grimy crap is off of our face. And when I do this, I like to you don't want to stress your skin out too much. You just want to make sure that you get all the leftover stuff off. But doing your makeup can only take you 5 minutes if you're just trying to look alright. And, you know, it is what it is. Every time I use makeup wipes, which is usually when I just sleep in my makeup, I always keep a clean rag by me because they're very moisturized and I don't like waiting for my face to dry. So I'll just dab that a little bit. We're gonna use a little bit of my favorite facial spray. It's by Mario Badescu. The good old Mario Badescu. And it's for all skin types. This one is aloe, cucumber, and green tea. So we're just gonna spritz up and pretend like everything is okay in our lives. A little bit went in my mouth. Don't know how. Okay, so got our face clean, it's spritzed, it's good, everything's going good. What I'm gonna do next is I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows first before I do concealer because I like to get that out of the way. And as always, I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild Los Angeles palette. And for my brows, I will be using my trusty taupe kind of color. Thank goodness my friend gave me this because I love this thing. It's awesome. It's got a mirror and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and take a brush and just brush out my eyebrows, make sure everything's going the way that I want it to go. Because I shape my eyebrows myself. I've never had them done. I've never had them waxed or anything because I have a natural arch right here in my eyebrow, and that's not where I want my arch to be, so I just shape it up to be here. So what I sometimes, you know, I don't want to put too much powder on my eyebrows, just some, so I'll just give it a quick one of those moves. And just get in there mates. I need to do a little better with this mirror. I have such a beautiful Victorian handheld mirror that I found on my great-grandfather's house. Don't know what the story is behind it. It could have been my great-grandfather's mom's mirror or his, I don't know, but it's really pretty. Only downside is it's in my living room and not in here. Go figure, right? Okay, so just so we're all on the same page still, we use these for our eyebrows. You want to make sure that it's thin. You don't want to use a brush that's too thick because your eyebrows are going to be coming out looking quite powdery. And I'll just put like a quick line in the middle just so it all looks together. Shape up the top, define it a bit, and bring that tail out. See how much, well, like, I mean, you know, you can obviously tell the difference, but it definitely helps bring my eyebrows out. I guess we're not doing music today because I just realized I'm not playing any. But there's like an option when you upload videos, you can add music. I don't know if it would just play over my voice though. I guess I'll be finding that out soon. If you have shaky hands like I do, and you want to make sure that everything comes out alright, if you're not as experienced or whatever have you, use a mirror that's stable, because it is hard to do this stuff with shaky hands. But at the same time, you kind of get used to it after a while. Hence why I haven't messed up quite yet. I get a lot of questions about where do you get your stuff from? How do you know what cheap makeup is the best to use? And honestly, the only way I can answer that is trial and error, because, you know, there are a lot of dupes for a lot of high brand stuff. But you know, some of the dupes just aren't that great or aren't as pigmented or whatever have you. And therefore, you know, nobody wants to use that. However, it really pays off in the end. Just gonna do a little inside line right there, so that the inside of my brows look like they're together and not non-existent. Sweet. We already got our brows done. And I've only been sitting here gabbling for 8 minutes. We're getting somewhere, promise. So next I'm gonna go ahead and put some concealer on my face, because let's be honest, we all see these bags, okay? I recently stopped using brushes, like flat brushes for my concealer, like so. And I got a sponge. So that's been working out pretty great. I actually really like it a lot more than I ever thought that I would. But you want, when you use these, you want it to be between damp and wet. So you don't want it too wet, you know. You can't do it, you can't distribute everything as well if it's too wet. But you also don't want it too dry. So I have the MAC finishing prep and prime finishing spray. And I use this on my sponge. 2 sprays, thought I'd do it. Check on the back of your hand, make sure it's the right amount of wetness. And I've got some NARS concealer. This is Light 1, named Chantilly, I think. I can't see what it says, but this is the lightest color of concealer they have. So what we're going to do is I just go ahead and I put it on the sponge. Never seen anyone do that. I mean, I'm sure some people do. I've just never seen it. Because usually they just put the dots on their face, but I'll put a dot on the very end corner and then 2 underneath. And I just pretty much, my concealer, I just pretty much do like everything you'd put brighter contour in, you know? Or anything you wouldn't, you know what I'm trying to say. Like I said, this is the get ready when you don't want to get ready because your mind's all messed up video. So we're really going to represent that today. But we're going to go ahead and go in. And I like bringing the under eye concealer all the way down like this because I have deep pores, and I just figure might as well make the best out of it. So we bring it around to those needed areas, and also, you know, it's always good to have your features highlighted a little bit, even if it's just concealer. Now, I am very, very liberal with concealer, and I can't use concealer if I'm under the influence because then I go a little too crazy because I'm under the influence, and I'll end up putting it on like foundation, and we all know that just don't work out. It makes all of us look silly. So don't recommend doing that, but we're gonna go in with the other side. Just like I said, at the top, and then 2 circles, or 2 dots underneath. It's really about how much concealer you need to use, but this is what I do with it. Because these bags don't lie, honey. They do not. I'll tell you what, this whole morning, I've been so unmotivated and just so lackluster and feeling so fatigued out and everything that even when I was cleaning up and just tidying, this isn't like deep cleaning or anything, but I was just tidying up around my place this morning while I was talking to one of my friends. Shout out to Tatiana because she's the best. And I was just like, ugh, you know, I don't want to do anything today. I feel so like, just so blah. And like I want to stay in a bathtub for 8 hours. But you can't do that. You gotta get yourself up and going. My husband's on his way home from the Navy. And I told him, take your time because I'm filming. Also, this is like the best my hair has ever held up curls. Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost the concealer. I found the concealer. Okay, so when I do this, you know, I'm just trying to be quick. Obviously, like this video is going to be a little longer because I'm talking and going on and on and on. But, again, I don't only want to do under my eyes and my inner cheeks. I want to make sure that I get my chin and my forehead area, and maybe even just the center of my nose. So I'm going to just put concealer on the end of my sponge. I'm going to do a dab here and here. And then I'm going to go right over the top edge of my nose. Just lightly, you don't need a lot. Just one little swipe. And, you know, if you ever have too much on your sponge, you're like, oh crap, I need a little less than this, and just wipe it on the back of your hand. I just like going in with my concealer like this and just brightening up my face, because it does help a lot, you know. And, you know, I feel like when people think concealer, they're like, oh, you have to use it under your foundation, which, you know, duh. But also, you know, you're not limited to just that. So now that we've got concealer on our face, we're looking a little more presentable. We are going to go ahead and let's do maybe a little mascara, you know, or even I'll do you one better. We're going to take a little bit of gold eyeshadow and just swipe it across my eye. This is a very easy thing to do for anybody. It doesn't matter what eye color you have. You know, every eye color has a shade of eyeshadow that looks better with their eyes. And we're just, for green eyes, it's gold and copper. But you know, even just putting a little bit of something that brings your eyes out can do a lot of work. So we're gonna go with, well, let's see, what are we gonna go with today? We're gonna go down the street with that one. It's a very bright gold, very shimmery, as you can see. It's all good and well. Dear Lord, I have no idea how this is gonna come out. So you only need, I am a mess. I'm such a mess today. You only need a little bit, okay? So make sure you wipe off that excess. Start from the middle and bring it out, and then go in the inner corner. And you know, you can just spread that little bit around, maybe even underneath a little bit if you want. And you know, it's ever so subtle. You know, you don't want it to be too much, because you're just going out to get your stuff done, you know? You don't want to put too much work into this when you don't feel like it. Am I right, ladies? I mean, am I right? Or am I right? Because I'm right. And I just always blend it around. Like I always say, keep blending until there's nothing left to blend. Little concealer clump right there. Whoops. That's literally all you have to do with the shadow. It's just so minimal. We're going to put some mascara on, just a bit. We're not impressing, you know, someone famous or anything. President's not coming over. Although, to be fair, if, you know what, I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to bring politics into my channel. So, oh my god. If this happens to you, you can just do what I do. I just lick one of my nails. Granted, I have grown out nails. Literally just go over where you poked yourself, and it, you know, take another finger, go like this. Just spread out that stuff, or, you know, get your sponge if you want to. But anyways, as I was saying, just a little mascara. We don't have to make our eyelashes look like they're fake. You know, we just want to look like we at least put a little bit of effort in ourselves today. Geez, I really don't want to be judged for this video, but I'm just all about being so transparent. So that's what we're gonna do, because transparency is the key. Alright, cool. We tried. And you can tell now. Like I said, we're not trying to make our eyelashes look super duper glamorous. We're just trying to look like we got our stuff together today. Apart from that, you just take any powder foundation you have. I'm going to be using NARS in shade Light 2. Because, not that you can even really tell, but like, I am a little darker than usual, so I always have this as backup. You're going to take a powder brush. Ooh, don't close it on there. Pat it in, access. and just get that stuff in there. Go in. Honestly, I am like halfway not wanting to upload this video because it is a mess. But also, like I said, transparency, you guys can laugh at me and my, I don't know, not togetherness. And, you know, at least I have brought some joy and laughter, you know? Make sure, oh, girls, ladies, you all need to make sure that you get your neck, your jawbone, okay? You don't want, when you actually put foundation on, you don't want to have a foundation line. Biggest mistake. So now that we're done, maybe, you know, my half-ass face has to last me a few hours, so I'm just going to take some setting spray and just 2 sprays, about, I don't know if this is like 1.5 feet or what. I'm really bad at guessing measurements, but we're going to say not too close to the face. And I kind of just do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And boom. Now I can go out in public without looking as a mess as I feel, and no one would know. It's all good. And obviously, as you can tell, I haven't brushed my hair. I had them in little pin curls the other day, and I'm surprised it's still curly because my hair just goes straight like a board as soon as I do anything. Yeah, okay. And thanks to Stephanie for cutting my hair. I donated about 1 foot of hair for my birthday this month, and that was awesome. So I strongly suggest all of you donating hair. Make sure you're donating it to a good company that gives their wigs away to the sick for free, though. You don't want to go with lots of love and all of that. Make sure it's a good company. Research your companies before you donate. And on that note, guys, let's go get some errands done. Let's get done what we gotta do today. We got this. We can do it. No matter how lackluster you are feeling, you can get it done. And I know we all can do that. And if you don't get it done, that's okay. At least you got out of bed today, you know? But with that being said, ladies, keep it on lock.